The number one question I actually get is, what does a home inspector actually do? And I was thinking to myself, I could actually do this video today, but why not bring in an expert? Let's talk. Hey guys, Nicholas Monteer here with Home with Nick. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. And again, yes, we are tackling one of the biggest questions that I get, which is, what does a home inspector actually do? And I thought to myself, I could do the video, I could sit here, I could talk to you, I could do the whole spiel. But then I thought to myself, you know what would be even better is if an actual home inspector got on camera and actually told you exactly what they do. So I've been gathering questions for the past 2-3 months, put them all into a package, and I thought these are gonna be the biggest concerns I would imagine that a home buyer would have. And just from my own personal experience, what am I concerned about when a home inspector comes out and actually inspects a property? So let's get right to it with the questions. And again, today joining me is Paula Camarena from Pillar to Post Home Inspections. She is an incredible home inspector, and I'm so excited to have her here with us. She actually goes out in the field, does them all herself, just like everybody else, and I love her. So first question for you, Paula, what do you feel buyers' expectations are, especially first-time home buyers, when they actually go out there and inspect a home? What do you think their expectations are of you in that process?
I feel that buyers are expecting me to report to them the condition of the home that they are buying. And prior to the home inspection, I do go out and talk to them, or I actually call them on the phone and talk to them about their home inspection and pretty much give them an idea of what it is that I will be providing them with.
The next big question, Paula, that I actually get the most of is, what do you actually inspect? Like down to the T, what are you actually going to look at to make, myself or anybody watching feel at ease?
I inspect all of the major systems throughout the home, which include the foundation, the structure, the roof, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, those types of things. So those are all your major systems in the home.
Which leads me to my next question, what do you actually not inspect? Because I'm sure there's certain things that you probably don't inspect or we need a specialist for.
I do not inspect sprinkler systems, and the reason being is because the actual sprinkler systems are underground. I can turn on the sprinkler system and let you know if it does work. However, if there are some problems with the sprinkler system, I'm not going to be able to tell you what those problems are.
I think this is a big one that we don't talk about. What would buyers need to be aware of before they actually go to the home inspection? Like, what expectations can you set for them? What do they need to prepare, if anything, before they actually go to the home inspection?
They just need to be aware of the fact that this is not something that is rushed, and that in order for me to do a proper home inspection, I do need to have all of the major utilities on, which means the electricity, the water, those type of things all need to be on in order for me to do a proper inspection.
Another big question that I get, which again, I think is going to be specific for any home inspector out there, but what kind of fees are we looking at, and what are the factors that go into what kind of fees that you charge to actually do a home inspection?
So my fees are based off of the type of home I'm inspecting, as well as the square footage. So it depends on whether or not it's a townhome, a condo, or a single family home, and it depends on the square footage. It doesn't matter whether or not it has a crawl space or not.
So let's say you find like leaky roof, broken, something big in the house is wrong. Like, how do you actually address it? Like, the big unveiling at the end of the home inspection, you actually sit down, you talk about what you found. How do you address the big items?
Basically, I would just put on the report that these things need to be evaluated. Further evaluation needs to take place by a foundation expert or by a licensed roofer to provide you with their assessment, as well as a estimate of repairs. So that's what would go on the report. What would go on the report is further evaluation is required by a licensed roofer or a foundation expert to provide you a list of the repairs and the estimate of those repairs.
This is just a fun one. What's the craziest inspection you've actually ever had, Paula?
I did a crazy inspection with an 8-bedroom home where each bedroom was somebody's living area, and it was quite interesting. They all had different locks, and I had to request the person that's renting that room out to open it up. It was interesting. Anyway, that was the craziest, along with a house out in the desert that had which I thought was a skylight, but it ended up being a bucket in the roof, in the garage. So that was pretty interesting as well.
So you've been around the block, Paula, I'm sure, but one of the biggest questions I wanted to ask you, is there anything in the house that actually scares you? Something that you find that actually scares you, that you're thinking, I'd rather not inspect or do that?
No, I've seen a lot of different scenarios and situations. Nothing really surprises me and nothing really scares me. As being a home inspector, you run into a lot of different things and a lot of different critters in attics and in crawl spaces and things like that. So nothing really scares me. I will report the facts though.
Simple but very important question. How long do inspections actually take?
It really depends on the condition of the home. And that's what I usually say. It can take anywhere from 2 hours on up, depending on the size and the condition of the home. The more deficiencies, the longer the home inspection will take.
So I never like calling things good or bad because I think that they actually just are what they are. But how do you deliver, that bad news to a buyer? Like, so this is what we're talking about here. How do you deliver that news, Paula?
Well, I don't really think that there's any bad news. I think that anything in a home can be fixed. I just really think that it's up to the buyer to determine whether or not they want to invest in the property. So I don't think anything is bad news. It's just a fact. I've had people buy homes that I would never want to take on. However, they think it's fine and they have money and budget to repair all these, so it works out fine for them. So I don't put emotion into it. I just inspect the home and provide the facts and allow them to make the decision on whether or not they want to move forward with the home after they talk to the real estate agent.
So in my personal experience, home inspection reports can be 50, 60, 70 pages, and that's when the house is actually perfectly clean and there's nothing actually wrong. So I guess my question is, how do you differentiate for a buyer what actually needs immediate attention, or what are the biggest concern things? How do you differentiate those, or do you actually differentiate what needs to be addressed sooner rather than later?
Yes. Any safety concerns are things that need to be addressed right away. So I do put in there, this is for safety. Anything that says safety will go in the summary portion of the report, as well as embedded in the report, and those things need to be addressed first.
In Southern California, termites are everywhere, and I think I know the answer to this question, but Paula, do you inspect termites?
I do not inspect termites myself. However, I work with some termite companies and I can have them and recommend a termite company that I think would do a great job for you.
Now, this is a funny question that I actually get a lot of the time, and it's very resourceful when an inspector can do this. Can you tell how old certain things are, systems are in the home? So from appliances, roof, whatever, can you tell how old they are, and do you actually address those concerns in your report?
Yes, I can. So anything that has a label on it, I can go back and research and find out the manufacturing date on that, and then I could tell you how long these particular systems last. The only thing that I don't really want to comment on as far as how long it's going to last is roofs. I'm not a roofer. I leave that up to a licensed roofer to determine how long a roof would last. I will determine whether or not the roof needs repairs, and then they can come out and they can give further explanation.
And this is kind of a greasy one, but I'm just curious. Have you ever had a seller or an agent or anybody actually try to offer you money to hide an issue? Like say, hey, here's a little something for you to actually hide an issue on a property?
Absolutely not. I have not had that. And if somebody were to even breathe a word of something like that, I would just walk away. I am about stating the facts. I want the transaction to close just as much as everybody else, but I do want to provide my client with an accurate report of the condition of the home.
Today was such a wealth of information. Thank you so much, Paula, for actually joining me today and actually doing this video with me. I'm so thankful to you and your team, and it's so great to actually have an inspector that I know, love, and trust. So again, thank you so much for being here with me today.
I hope this helped you out, and I look forward to seeing what you got, okay? Take care. Bye.
Again, this has been Home with Nick. I'm Nicholas Monteer. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the like button. The like buttons do a world of good, I'm learning out there in YouTube land. So again, please go ahead and subscribe. Follow us, comment below. If there was a question today you thought I should have asked and I didn't address it, feel free to go ahead and write it down in the comment section below, and I will be happy to get that question over to Paula. Again, thank you so much for watching today, guys. We will see you next time on Home with Nick.